You know that retaining customers and building loyalty is not complicated, and it's not that people stay for the price. Most customers come back and stay with you because they feel seen, they feel heard, and they feel comfortable in conversations. I thought if my offer was perfect, my pricing was right, and the product worked, people would stay. And that's what most of us believe from the start. But when I looked closely as to why a few customers of mine stayed with me for a really long time, the answer was surprising. They were not staying because everything was perfect. They were staying because the experience with me felt personal and easy. And once I understood that, I changed how I handled customer conversations completely. So in this video, I'll break down for you how exactly you can retain your customers from day one and how you can build that kind of trust from your very first conversations. Let's first understand the real problem. Why do people leave even when your product is really good? In most cases, it's not the product itself. It's about how the overall experience feels. When customers start feeling that the conversations are predictable, or if every interaction is pointing towards something that you want to sell, or if the customer is not really feeling understood, the connection and the trust slowly starts to weaken. Because from their side, it feels more like a transaction and less like a conversation. So the shift here is very important for your business. Customer loyalty is not built because of discounts and special offers or your perfect product. It is built on the basis of the quality of your interactions. Now let's talk about a very practical aspect of your business: follow-ups. Most people that I have met while coaching for business avoid following up because they don't want to feel pushy. The follow-up is always done in a style makes the customer feel that they need to come to a decision right now. But the goal of follow-up conversations is not to make the customer decide on your offer. It's a way that you can understand why the customer isn't taking the decision by asking them questions that will help them decide. For example, instead of saying, "Did you buy my product?" or "Will you buy my product?" you can simply ask, "What are the things that is making you difficult to decide to buy this?" Or, "What is more that I can add in this offer so that it will be easier for you to decide?" These messages, these conversations will feel different. It keeps the interaction open, reduces the pressure on the customer, and makes it easier for them to respond. In my own journey, I also applied this. I stopped making follow-ups as a process to close the conversation and to have a decision. Instead of waiting for a yes or no, I made sure that it was a continued conversation with my customer so that it feels more natural and builds more trust with my customer. The next shift that you need in order to connect with your customers and build a trusting relationship is how you communicate. Your style of communication is very important. In the initial days of my business, I wanted to sound very professional. My conversations were clear, they were structured, and they seemed perfect. Over time, I realized customers preferred when I was more natural, using my own voice and tone instead of a pre-written script. And I also noted that people responded back more if my conversations were natural. So instead of long messages, sometimes a voice note would do. It helped me connect with the customer more. And for the customer, the interaction felt more connected and direct. Because hearing my natural voice or tone makes them feel more comfortable, more real. It makes it easier for them to trust what you are saying. So the principle here is really simple. Clear and real communication builds trust faster than perfect messaging. Another simple but powerful habit is checking up on your customer after the sale. Most people stop the communication once the purchase is done. It feels like the conversation is complete. But from the customer's point of view, that's when the actual experience happens. When you check in with your customer a few days after the purchase, it shows that you genuinely care about the outcome, the reason why the customer bought the product in the first place. This creates a very different kind of comfort. In my experience, most people did not come back because I follow up again and again. It's because they already felt connected and supported in the previous conversations I had with them. They had a level of comfort with me, and this comfort builds long-term loyalty. The last and the most important part is consistency. Customer loyalty is not built in one message or with one interaction. It builds over time through small repeated actions. Some things that I always keep in mind is replying on time, following up when needed, and being available if they have any doubts or need any clarifications. These three small things can strengthen the relationships that you have with your customers and create a predictable experience for them. Because when something feels predictable, it is more reliable, and that reliability builds trust. Now, let me give you a small practice that you can apply in your business today. This week, just focus on three things. Follow up with 3 people, but keep the tone conversational and easy. Send at least one voice note instead of typing everything. Check in with one existing customer and ask about their experience. That's enough for you to start noting a difference in your customer conversations. And over time, these 3 small actions, if taken daily, will make your customer relationships more natural and more stronger. In the next video, I'm going to share how to handle rejections and stay motivated. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, The Biz Mom Club, to stay updated on the latest videos. Also, I have added some simple tools in the description below that will help you if you are a mom starting a business. And if you want to stay connected with the Biz Mom community, you can follow me on Instagram and check the link in the bio. I'll see you in the next video.